Alrighty everybody, welcome to Take the Series episode 1. We're going to full on dive into and full recap of the series between Optic Gaming and FaZe. Alright, so Take the Series, what exactly is that? Well, guess what? Arlington is coming up. It's coming up April 18th through the 20th, and these have been the online qualifiers for that major. And from this tournament, we have 4 matches that I want to go over, and this is going to be episode 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a full recap of the entire series and kind of analyze and kind of do a little bit of a watch party on what went down. So to kind of give you an idea about what the schedule is today, is we're going to look at LVT. LVT is the best. LVT Halo. Make sure you're following them. If you're not, I bet you are if you're watching this video, but we're going to have a lot of LVT perspective here. So game 1 is Recharge King of the Hill. Game 2 is Street Slayer, and those are going to be the ones that we're gonna watch LVT Halo. And then when it comes to like Aquarius Capture the Flag, which was game 3, I have a little bit of Formal's perspective, but we're gonna watch LVT first and then dive into Formal's perspective. From there, we're gonna be watching Formal's perspective into Live Fire Oddball. And then when we come to a game 5 of my favorite map currently in Halo Infinite is Origin. They play Origin Slayer. They go to a game 5. It's neck and neck. FaZe is showing up this week. Trippy kind of didn't have a great... he didn't really do very well last weekend, but this weekend he showed up, and guess what? We're going to look at Trippy's perspective from that Origin Slayer series. So this is pretty much who takes the series, and that's what this episode is about. So we'll find out who ends up winning the series in Take the Series episode 1 today. Alright, so here we are on Recharge. It's going to be King of the Hill. As an old person, I like to write notes when there's tournaments happening, and I have a lot of notes from when Championship Sunday went down, which was yesterday for me. But so it looks like it was a crazy close match, and some of my notes say, will Optic play better with Lunchbox? Because Lunchbox is now back, and this is the first tournament with him back. After they had Tusk for a little bit. And then another thing of my notes say, this is an awesome match to analyze. FaZe shows up today. So in this LVT broadcast here on this series, we have Eli and Magowski. So let's get into this and dive into the match. All right, so here we are. We're looking at Formal's perspective. We're on the Optic side. They start A over by Elevator, and we're gonna see what happens from here. Trying to get the hill on batteries over there.
Down to the narrow's edge of health. He'll go down.
Holy frick, look at that slide by Renegade.
And bound, so it's an even 2-2 off the split here. Renegade
nice. Nice shock.
Has any angle to hit the headshot. Peels back the wig, and he's already looking like the demon that we are referencing.
I mean, that was perfect recognition of the situation. He says, I can cut my angle from this guy bottom center. Trust my teammate to finish him.
Really good start by Optic.
And takes his face for it. So ultimately he gets taken down though, and all the while, I mean, we're still yapping.
So if I recall, I remember watching this series when it was live and thinking, wow, I think this is going to be Optic's series. Like, you know, you just assume, and when you assume, you make a ASS out of you and me, you know what I'm saying? But after Optic gets this first hill here, that's when I was like, okay, can FaZe even beat Optic? I was so wrong.
Talk about with Legend. He's got a 1.06 based on the last open series.
Really nice. Like, this is like perfect King of the Hill for Optic in this beginning. But does it last?
He is truly the objective mastermind, not only for this team, Eli, but I'd say in all of
I love watching like Renegade when he has like a power weapon. He always like shows up and does something really fancy, and it's a lot of fun to watch.
Renegade takes down the last member. That'll do it. Optic cap 1-0.
All right, Optic get the first cap. 4 minutes and 17 seconds. So what happens from here? What happens from here? Optic starts getting points in the hill already. But I think I remember this hill being like really impressive when FaZe kind of like overtake it. I think this is where like the game kind of starts going into FaZe's favor. So yeah, this is where it gets like really good. Like, you're like, Optic has this great start, but oh wait, FaZe is here. Now they're gonna take out the entire Optic roster almost, 2 down.
Extra millisecond seems to be in Optic's favor, and when you got good comms
And
good
throughout
intel,
the
it's good
series,
to
just
get,
watch
that's what it looks
Trippy
like.
and look at his stats and the things he does. Like, he really, really played well this weekend. Really well.
And if Suppress can push up enough,
He did a lot of game-changing things in the tournament.
And trap Optic, but Formal's gonna break through the tower.
All right, we have Legend coming back here. What happens? What happens? A really nice trade.
So it's gonna slow down FaZe. They actually get 3 dead here.
What, just when you think like Optic has control, like FaZe is just holding this really well.
Yeah, I don't think he even realizes how good it was.
Okay, look.
Because there's another member of Optic pushing into the
No,
backside
there's
of
another
tower,
member of
of
FaZe
course,
coming in.
trying to see if he can stay alive a bit longer. This has gone back and forth. Several trades going down. Neither team really.
And this is FaZe's hill. So from here, it's like it's a tied game.
Able to secure it. We've got ourselves a tie game now. Which team is going to get control of this elevator side the fastest?
I had to interject and say great nades, and they didn't earn Trippy the slays, Eli, but they earned FaZe that hill. That was all cause and effect of Trippy throwing 2 chase grenades to the front and back of the Whitehall, and it kept Optic at bay.
Everybody, nades are so important. Like if you just throw your nades, everybody. I mean, I know I do.
And make it 1-all as Renegade
Accidentally
plays
killing
play,
teammates
hill number 3
sometimes. Not really. Never done that.
Haas is coming out towards his location. He's going to back up, reshield, reposition, get back into the fight, back into the hill.
Yeah, he actually just walked towards the elevator just long enough to guarantee the spawns from FaZe do not show up here.
I mean, look at the stats. They're pretty like evenly distributed. Like Legend and Trippy both have 10. Both have 3 assists, about the same amount of deaths almost. Their stats are like pretty similar.
They've got complete control now. Trippy and Penguin find kills, and this is looking like a good
Like Trippy, I just know like had such a good weekend.
It's always exciting when you're in year 4 of a Halo competition and you're still learning new things.
I'm excited to see like Trippy's perspective in the Origin Slayer mode because I only saw LVT's perspective.
On hill number 3, but Penguin.
So that's going to be really exciting.
Shots. It's FaZe in the hill. Falcated down to 1 HP. But Penguin's in position to keep him alive. Not only keep him alive, but take down a few of his own. And with the camo, Penguin's going to get it back. He's gonna
Man,
stay alive.
camo plays
Rigo
just...
down. Renegade's the last Spartan standing. And
Like,
look at the
normally you
triangle.
don't want to play objective camo, right? But in King of the Hill, that's like a different story.
And it looks like FaZe Clan
And one bomb and assault because, you know, when you have the bomb, like, you're completely invisible.
We're mixing the Halo map.
Nice. Another hill by FaZe.
All right, so
I was really
FaZe
impressed
done a great job
with this series and how FaZe kind of like played this weekend because they played completely different than last weekend. Last weekend, I think they got 5th, so they didn't do as well as the previous tournaments.
In my mind right now, we said if we could just get a game 5. Come on, Optic FaZe.
Triple kill by Penguin. I love it.
Go shorter than that. Based on what we're seeing from FaZe Clan
Love
so
it.
far, I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I know everybody in the chat was hoping
Penguin's
and
like
dreaming
one
for
of
a game
those
5. Some said it
powerhouse
wouldn't be
players,
possible.
you know?
Optic are too
Like,
strong. But FaZe
he's a
Clan needs to
powerhouse.
play here on Championship Sunday. Major qualification.
I love that he threw the shock rifle off the map, knowing that if he dies here, like he doesn't want any of these legends like Legend and Formal Bound Renegade. They're all like, he don't want them to have shocky shock, so he tosses it off the map, and it was really smart to do because I mean the whole Optic team was pretty much almost there. Is he gonna get camo again? No, he doesn't get it, but I think who gets camo? Bound.
Slow them down, and they've been able to earn themselves a little bit more time.
So
and space
close.
on this side of the map. Now,
There's always that one player on a team that just goes after like the power-ups and stuff. And Penguin was that player, like twice in a row trying to go after camo.
Miss a jump and then get into the hill. And all of a sudden, Optic have perfect map positioning. They have a player top glass. This is going to be very difficult for FaZe to push through.
Such good tower control for Optic that I think.
Is it going to go into a tie? Is Optic going to get this hill? This is a tough hill to get. This is a tough hill.
If I can call out where it's going, you know Optic knows. But despite that, it's a 2-2
Like, C
split.
is
We see 3 go down for FaZe
the
Clan
most
with Optic.
diciest part of this
Looking down,
map.
like shooting fish in a barrel.
Really not a
All
whole
the
lot
routes
of
pre-planned and
coverage.
manipulated and forced. But FaZe Clan are still able to find
And B as well. I would say B hill is really hard. But I think C is my least favorite part of this map. I do not like C. Like this area.
Potential assist. Actually,
Like, you just don't know where someone could be coming from,
nonetheless,
you know?
down for FaZe Clan. Optic should tie it here.
Is this going to be Optic's hill?
The Ryan strat here, Eli, and force FaZe Clan to push
Nice.
towards the
So
hill.
we're all tied up here, and it's like, what's going to happen kind of series. I love, we had a ton of series like this where it was just so close and you just had no idea what the outcome would be. Like, if you did not watch this past online tournament, I don't know what you were doing, because it was like neck and neck of so many teams. Now, in another Take the Series episode, we're gonna go into like the SSG series. There's a lot to talk about with like SSG.
Which FaZe Clan currently have, but Optic have already got half this hill completed.
Man, now we can see how many.
Like right here, I'm like, okay, I'm confident Optic is like gonna come through, and like you just like they're, you know, it's Optic. They're just like in our brains, they're like this like god squad. It's like as soon as somebody beats them, it's like, whoa, did that really happen?
But he's keeping the camo out
But honestly, the God Squad I think right now is Shopify Rebellion. I really was like hoping that FaZe could like get into the grand finals. I think it would have been fun to see them against Shopify and in some kind of like different outcome. But again, it went to like, you know, another spoiler alert. It went to another Optic and Shopify.
Is able to completely control this side of the map. Now FaZe unfortunately turned at the wrong time, did not expect Bound to double back, and this looks like an Optic hill if I've ever seen one. FaZe have to start thinking about next.
So efficient, though.
And like at this point, you're just like, this is where it gets really interesting. There's not a lot of time left on the clock, but in King of the Hill, that's actually a lot of time. So there's a lot of opportunity for FaZe to like get into that hill, but you still kind of like start going into like a little bit of panic mode, thinking about, okay, we gotta like act a little fast. All right, now we're down a minute. Like what's like? There's no way FaZe can't win. But I've seen crazier things in King of the Hill matches, guys.
Huge takedown there. You do not want to.
All right, look at Trippy. Dead. Yeah, once Trippy gets hot, like, he's a tough cookie to take down. All right, Bound has shock rifle.
35 seconds. Can FaZe come back?
Like, you just don't think it's possible. There's 34 seconds on the clock, guys. 34 seconds. There's no way. 28 seconds. Oh my god. This is it. This is the turning point for FaZe. In just moments, in just less than 30 seconds, they're in the hill. They're staying in the hill. Suppress gets the double. He goes down by Renegade. Renegade gets camo, but doesn't get it. The camo is out. It's like, that is such a huge play. Such a huge play taking out camo. Bound's dead. They're holding this hill. They're not letting it out of sight. Now, this is so exciting. This is just like exhilarating kind of gameplay. I just couldn't believe watching this live. You know? Like, this is incredible. This is like one of the best comebacks I've seen. And it's sudden death with 15 seconds. 13. The time is ticking. Now, sudden death goes into a little bit of overtime, so you want to be the first team in that hill. FaZe gets first in the hill with 3 seconds left. And then, you know, once the time goes down, they add more time on the clock. So, like, this is like a really good amount of time on this hill for FaZe for that overtime. Renegade's off the map. Did he intentionally fall off the map? That's interesting. Is that what he really wanted? Come on. What are we talking about here? What juice? What juice, Migowski? What are we talking about here? Oh my god, it's so funny. So random. I'm just so impressed with this match right now. Like, look at how they're holding C and stuff. Like,
Renegade's not gonna make that easy though.
2 down on each side. It's 3 again. It's all 4. FaZe with the comeback win. Take game 1. If not for a miracle off of spawn, I don't think Legend can do it. What a miraculous endgame for FaZe. Now they do still have a chance as Optic Gaming, but will this
Migalski confused me for a second there, but there you go. There you go, guys. That is Recharge King of the Hill. It went straight to FaZe, and you wouldn't have thought. That was such an incredible series. So let's go into the next one. All right, so now we're thinking, oh my gosh, we have ourselves a series here. Optic, what? They lost to FaZe? It's just like shocking because Optic has been just doing so well. It's what we want to see. I want to see series where you just don't know what's going to happen, and that makes for really good Halo. So in my mind, I'm just like, I got the popcorn cooked, and I'm like, okay, here, let's see what you do, FaZe, here on this Street Slayer game. All right, I got my LaCroix. Let's dive into this Street Slayer game.
In the post show, how FaZe were able to come out ahead there in the end of that game. Let's get started on Street Slayer.
3-1 here off the start for Optic Gaming, and
now this is like Optic's like they're the Slayer team. They're really good at Slayer, and throughout all the tournaments and the matches and the series, they've been really hard to beat in Slayer.
Optic Gaming, particularly Formal, who I assume made that call. As perfect shots go out from Legend on the palm tree, take down another one.
So just take note and keep that in mind that they're a powerhouse when it comes to Slayer objective.
Okay, Optic bouncing it back here.
So take note in the series of who actually ends up beating Optic in the Slayer matches.
Formal are not going to make it easy for them to grab it. Gonna see a few more slays before it gets grabbed. Okay, I think it was a member of FaZe able to get away with it until traded out. I think that camo is now burned.
I love watching like where they take map control. Like Optic is over here in Arcade. We have Renegade and Legend in A and Cafe. So like they're on that side of the map.
The stairs, but bound. He has the game sense, picks it out, goes down shortly after. It's going to be a back and forth.
So like this entire match is just back and forth, like a teeter-totter. It goes all the way to 40 where they're still tied, I believe. And you're just like, who the heck is going to win this match?
Quickly to the cafe, but after a nice start for Optic Gaming, FaZe Clan are coming back a little bit.
I like how the normal curbside.
So Optic has like a really good start here. When I was watching the series, I was like, okay, I think Optic is gonna win this. I really, really do. But the ending might surprise you.
Help the team. It's gone back and forth, but narrowly won by Optic so far in the early game.
All right, here's the camo. Who's gonna go up for camo? Looks like FaZe is setting up. We have Trippy and Falcated over there, and then we have Penguin over here in purple. But guess who gets it? Guess who gets it? Optic. Formal gets the camo. Optic, FaZe was not able to go and set up for that. They had to take a few steps back because whoa there. Man, my casting is crazy. Whoa there, like imagine. Main stage. Falcated doesn't see Formal here. Like, look at this. Where Optic is 25, FaZe has 19 at this point. You're like, Optic is having a good roll. Like, you just wouldn't believe the outcome of this match. But you're about to see an incredible masterclass by Trippy. Really nice stalker kill from Trippy over here. Never underestimate the power of the stalker rifle. Incredible weapon. It's really sad that the only map it's on is streets. I kind of miss like the sandbox and seeing variety after we've transitioned from BRs to Bandit Evo. Like we just haven't really been able to see like a full sandbox as we used to, and I can really miss that. So like being able to see other weapons being utilized on the map is quite a treat these days.
Opponents, but they sure enough spotted him out. 28-26 now as FaZe Clan have brought this back to within 2. Now 1 back to 2 as it's back and forth on the back.
Oh my god. Now it's a two kill lead by Optic, but like FaZe is starting to creep up. 29-31 at this point. Really, really nice way of staying alive by Falcated there. Incredible.
Crazy bound, narrowly missing. Oh my god.
The fact that he stayed alive, that is impressive. A really impressive play by Falcated.
And bound has to be livid.
Yeah, Falcated turns on Bound.
Like you just wouldn't think that would be the outcome when Bound was on B-Rail. You would think that he had enough like coverage, but I just can't believe that that was a top tier play by Falcated.
Trying to get a little frustrating for Adam.
With a little help
Renegade
from
now
his
on the
friends.
backside Has teammate support. It's his rival turned duo. But Penguin takes down Bound, so it's a trade-out occurrence in the
So
feed.
now we're here.
And
We're
it's all
tied
filtered
game.
down to the overall
36-36.
scoreboard. 36
And
all
from
for
here,
tie.
it just stays tied.
Okay, it looks like Valkyrie got a spawn out as well. So I was just thinking.
Penguin all the way over there by himself at Cafe. What was that about? That was a horrible spawn.
Optic find him and cut him down. Now the rest of FaZe are still trapped.
But why? Because Optic is probably trying to stagger their spawns or something. Spawning him all the way in Cafe? It's crazy.
Great push out. Typically one of the harder pushes to make in this game type, but FaZe have done it. And they now have tied it up.
It's still a tied game here.
Which means they should be able to push forward on the map.
Renegade takes the frontline position while Legend backs up, gets his shields back. Formal gets a grenade slay to make it 41-40. Optic Bound now pushing up on the B-rail side.
Suppressed and Falcated being pushed over to Subway, but Trippy gets them from behind.
Two split on the C side, and FaZe Clan are going to take advantage of that positioning and take down 3. They've regained the lead once again.
And now they finally have the lead.
And now here's where the spawns will split. Couple Cafe, couple C. Can they take advantage once again? We're tied 43-all.
This is such a
They were
good...
correct in their guess. They knew the next set of spawns would come from
Now we
the
see
Cafe
like
side.
Optic pretty much
Well,
bunched up, but
grenade there
Renegade's
from
over
Trippy
there
once
by
again.
himself in
Renegade's been on
Subway.
point.
I can imagine he
Series so
probably
far.
tries to be sneaky on Driveway. Maybe. Like the fact that he's nowhere near his team, I really want to see where he is. See, he is. He's going sneaky up the driveway. He's going to try to get them from the back and surprise them.
Created a trap, and FaZe fell right into
And
it.
that's how Renegade plays. He's a very sneaky player.
Oh, but it gets cleaned up. The press goes down, so too does Penguin. It's that 2
Like that's always such a...
they take in the end game.
It's like baiting, you know, like, oh, take the bait. My teammates are here, but I'm gonna go from over here, and you're not gonna know. And this is where you think like, this is where it gets trippy. Just watch Trippy. Trippy has camo. This is like perfect playing. Nice. Still camo. Still camo. He has help from Penguin, his bestie. And that's perfect gameplay. Masterclass gameplay by Trippy over here. Incredible match. FaZe gets another match over Optic. So looking at my old person notes, so far, FaZe is 2-0. Like they're up. They're beating Optic Gaming. We're all excited. We have our popcorn, and now we're here on Aquarius Capture the Flag. Let's look at my notes here. In Aquarius Capture the Flag, I say so far really good match by Optic. Optic at this point is very objective, efficient in this series, and then FaZe was more aggressive but did not get flags. That's something to pay attention about. FaZe is like really aggressive here, but they just don't play objective really well. So let's take a look at what happened and what went down. All right, here we are.
Like, there's no reason for it to take this long, you know?
I remember thinking, wow, FaZe,
Let's be real.
look at them.
Yeah, esports isn't
Out slaying their opponents but getting no objective.
They're finally locked in.
So Optic already has the flag. Legend is taking it to their base.
Legend, fastest Usain Bolt flag.
Like, look how he is Usain Bolt.
Might just score in 30 seconds. No, he has been stopped short for now.
I will say Optic is probably one of the fastest capture the flag teams out here. Almost. No way. No way.
And it looks like
Incredible by Falcated. Incredible. That's just heartbreaking. I hate that when you're in matchmaking and you're like, we're gonna get this flag cap, we're gonna, and then the other team has their freaking player and they, oh, it's not good. But yeah, continue on.
Respond. Suppressed. 3 kills and 3 assists already, and getting to the
But
top
still,
of the
like,
map.
that was a really impressive flag run by Legend. He knows how to move the flag. All right, Renegade's in their base. He's being a sneaky sneak. They're so good at this, man. Like they move this flag so fast.
And Legend utilized super fast G slides to get across.
If you haven't noticed, this entire game right now is just Optics just putting a lot of offense out. Like they are heavily in FaZe's base and just pushing on their base, and FaZe doesn't really have time to like catch up because of that. Like they're getting so much, they have to play really good defense at this point.
capture the flag stat,
because Optic
this
is
team
just full on in their
insane at
base
capture the
every
flag. This
minute
is
of this game.
probably
Every
the
minute.
hardest game in the series for FaZe Clan to find a
Like
W.
Renegade's already going into their
They've been on
base.
fire so far and showing some
Doesn't
clutch
quite
factor.
make it.
But I think Optic.
But if you could just see here, like Optic is controlling top mid right now. This is like,
These are moments where
and they get camo. Like if you want to win this map, you need to control top mid, get the power ups,
start of this match.
and then take over the freaking base.
Pushes into the FaZe base.
Really nice play by Bound with camo,
Down rather easily.
but goes down.
His back and a grenade as well.
And Penguin, as you can see, like in this match already, he's really struggling with only 2 assists, 5 deaths, and 0 kills on the board. Just not good if you want to win this game. I think they've awakened a beast at this point. I think Optic is like, what the? What is going on here? I think Optic at this point was getting angry. So they're like, oop, Formal, come on, missed that. But at this point, Optic's kind of waking up. They're like, what is happening? But already gets their second flag cap.
For a moment, but now 2-0 lead for Optic early on. We're not even 4 minutes into this game, and they're making FaZe's life difficult. Trippy though.
They really are. They're
Optic,
just.
They find a few. Bound, last player alive. Not sure.
All right, this is the first time we really see FaZe kind of like have a little bit of pressure into Optic's base, and they go and take their flag.
This flag's already pretty far, but the thing is, FaZe need to get.
Oh, he tries to ninja them, doesn't work. Trippy gets a flag, but Legend's in their base. This is so smart. He's waiting, very patient. He's patiently waiting when he needs to pull the flag. He pulled it at the proper point because he has his teammate for me over here, and gets a nice reset.
And I would not be surprised if we saw 3-0 here for Optic, despite the numbers advantage for FaZe.
Man, this is just like a perfect capture the flag game by Optic right now. Really, really nice. This is like going to the VODs kind of match and be like, how do I play like them? Because this is perfect capture the flag on Aquarius. As I said, I really do believe Optic Gaming is one of the top tier teams to play capture the flag, especially on Forbidden. I think they're like the fastest team to complete a Forbidden capture the flag game on Forbidden. I think it was like less than a minute or something. Don't quote me. And again, like Optic controls camo in this whole entire series.
They're gonna spot him. Oh, he still gets it over to his side of the map. My God! All it takes is one click of the crouch button and a grab of the X button, and Legend's got it. 50 meters. It feels like he could go in one fell swoop. I mean, this dude is fast, and it really points to why Optic and CTFs are not to be messed with. 3 to go down though, so FaZe Clan are gonna have their chance at the next pull.
Finally, FaZe is in their base. Takes Legend down. Will they actually get a flag cap?
To the P side, see if he can cut off any spawners as this flag goes through the car side.
I really love Aquarius.
Over there, but
it's probably one of my favorite maps in Infinite. It's also like
this flag is all the way through, but FaZe still need a couple more kills. 2v2 situation.
Like once you learn like spawns on this map, you're unstoppable.
Gets it.
And control like refrigerator side and utility side.
And with the game at the halfway mark here, a little over 6 minutes left on the clock. FaZe don't need to score all 3 in a hurry, but they got to get 1 on the board here.
Yeah, FaZe.
I
mean, here they are. They're starting to get some slays. Like they're doing the damage. Really tough game for Penguin. But also like you could look at the stat board and be like, oh my God, Renegade only has 3 kills. But if you look at the 11 assists, like he's doing the work. We're gonna look at a little bit at like Formal's perspective here. So right now it's like 5 minutes and 30 seconds. So we're kind of making a shift to like Formal's perspective. So I want to thank LVT from this entire time giving us all the amazing content, but now we're focusing on Formal and his perspective throughout this Take the series, and then switching to like Trippy's perspective at Origin Slayer. Like I just love watching This time it's interesting because he's not doing voice comms. Really unfortunate for us, but I guess you can just hear my wonderful amateur casting and analyzing, because that's what I am here, an amateur, but a good one at that. So this is just a masterclass game by Optic Gaming on this Aquarius Capture the Flag. They just did not let FaZe breathe this entire match. Like, this is the only flag cap that FaZe was able to get in the whole match. Because, like, what we really saw was, like, Optic was, like, full on controlling FaZe's base pretty much the whole time. And what I did see was there, at all times, there was a lot of times where there was one Optic player in their base just waiting patiently for FaZe and just to take him out. Like, this is a great play by Formal, kind of stopping that flag cap. And FaZe is like, oh, we have hope. We're gonna get that. We're gonna get it. We're gonna save it. But then they don't, because you can see Legend kind of like going into their base and resetting it. Takes Trippy down. Really nice. Really nice. Really interesting gameplay here. Like, Formal knew that someone was going to be in utility, so he went around to utility while Legend was over in the base to kind of like have like a lot more map control, especially of FaZe's side. I like holding a pen because it makes me feel more sophisticated, but also like I like to write notes and stuff, so that's why I'm sophisticated. I really wish the whole team, I wish every player like streamed so that we can see all kinds of perspectives here. But really, I got what I could. You know, we have Formal and Trippy in this Take the Series episode that we get to see, so that's a treat for us. I also like to see when after a player dies, kind of like where they bring their death cam. And you can kind of like see he was on Bound's positioning point of view, and he got, I don't know, like that's something to kind of like think about. There's so much information that you have in a death cam, and kind of like interesting where he chose to kind of like sit and stay. I mean, Bound was in the perfect position there when he was on top mid. So here we are, like, camo's up. Looks like Bound is going for it. I think Bound gets camo. And then, like, you can just see, like, Optic just has full control of this map right now. Legend returns so many flag caps, so many returns in this. Really nice. And because Formal is in their utility, FaZe is gonna spawn Refrigerator, and you know, he knows that. He knows that. He's like forcing spawns on that side of the map. So you kind of have even more map control. Let's see where he goes from here. Really nice. Again, spawn awareness, like. Like, he knows they're gonna spawn there. So look at this. Like, just take a note of that. Like, when you're on Aquarius, like, force spawns into Refrigerator. Like, have full map control. And I'm thinking the reason why you would want to do that, especially on a game mode like capture the flag, is, you know, you do want to run the flag down the middle if you can, if you're like Speedy Gonzalez is like Optic Gaming here. But a lot of times a really safe bet is to take flag in utility and home run it from there, which is why you want to force spawns and refrigerator on Aquarius. An incredibly amazing game by Optic Gaming here, and really objective efficient on this Aquarius capture the flag game. Now on to the next one. Here's some stats from that Aquarius capture the flag game. Look at all the damage dealt, damage taken. You can see Trippy did a lot of damage, the most of his team, but unfortunately, like you can just see Optic had a lot more damage done. All right, we're going into this ranked live fire oddball match. We just watch Optic Gaming play the best Aquarius capture the flag game. Now, FaZe is 2 wins over Optic Gaming, and in order to get to that game 5, Optic has to win this game. So let's just see how they do it, because we do know that we do end up going to a game 5 in this Take the Series episode. So here we have Formal's perspective. We're gonna watch Formal's perspective this entire match, and then the Slayer game we're gonna go on to Trippy's perspective. It's fun to have a little bit of everything. So here we have it. The game started. Who's gonna get camo? Who's gonna get sniper? It's interesting because like Formal backs up, Bound ends up getting the sniper. The enemy FaZe has the ball, so they have like a really good start here. They hold it on tower, and I think Optic ends up getting the camo. Was it Penguin that dropped the ball over there? So Penguin played the ball. Makes sense. He has the enemy coming towards him. Really nice cutie play. Saved him from death. Yeah, Renegade with camo. Nice. Renegade's probably gonna end up with sniper over there. Really good to see Formal here pick up battle rifle. You know, it drives me bananas when I see like a weapon on the map that's not like G8'd and they just don't grab it. I think that's like not utilizing the sandbox and kind of like taking advantage of everything on the map. You know, just having something in your back pocket. It's like those kind of matches where you're in a piv and you know you need to reload your ammo. You can like switch to that secondary weapon to win that fight. It's so important to have a secondary weapon on you. So grab everything you can, guys. Take advantage of everything on the map. Utilize it. It just drives me bananas when people kind of like don't do that. It's so weird to me. Man, love to see this. Like, even though Optic is down, they're doing a really good job, like, cohesively being together and just pushing when they need to. They did a really good job pushing that tower and taking away FaZe's control over there. So I think we're going to see a shift from here where Optic is getting their... They toss the ball to Formal. Really good play. And then he goes down into tunnel and probably takes out the FaZe player. I believe there was 3 down just there. Live Fire Oddball is my favorite map to play Oddball because there's just so many like great places to play Oddball. Like you can go back A, you can go tower. Holding tower obviously is like a power position here on Live Fire. But also the ability to just play the ball off map. Like you can do that on recharge and stuff. But I do think like I prefer like live fire recharge over like streets oddball, just because like you have a little bit more options to like play the ball in different ways and reset it. So I enjoy those maps for that reason.
Ball incoming. Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped.
This is a neck and neck game. Optic had some really good momentum going. Now, Trippy with a sniper. He's probably gonna play it. Yeah, he probably tossed that sniper off the map when he died.
Ball dropped. We have the ball.
Another one down.
Like, that's the downfall of seeing just one perspective, like just watching Formal's perspective. You're not really gonna see everything that's happening on the map, but that's okay. We're kind of getting an idea of the story behind Formal and his gameplay, and we can see where his teammates are. So it's nice to have a little bit of different perspective, but we're definitely missing a lot of information when it just comes to looking at one perspective. So bear with me, guys.
Enemy has the ball.
This is Optic's perspective. Don't worry, we'll see phases next.
Double kill. We have the ball.
Renegade and Legend doing a lot of damage here in this match.
Nearing victory.
Inbound.
Camo's coming up.
Ball dropped.
Oh man. Nice grenade by Suppressed. And Suppressed grenades Legend after. And gets Renegade with a triple.
Enemy has the ball.
Really nice triple. So they end up getting the ball. Over in back A.
Ball dropped.
Alright, now Optic is slowly pushing.
Ball dropped.
Really good positioning here. Nice. And Formal's aware that who's over here on the tower. Was it Suppressed? Like, that tower position is so impactful. Like, you want it. Get that BR. You missed that BR. What the fudge? See? I'm upset. I'm upsetty spaghetti. Not picking up the BR. Grabs it now, finally. Because Jay said pick that damn thing up. But you didn't need it, so maybe next time. Alright, first round to Optic. Let's see what happens from here. Do they end up rolling them both rounds? Let's see.
Ball incoming.
Why do I feel like everything about this like tournament this weekend was just like it always went to a game 5 most of the time, or a round 3 in oddball. It was a long tournament weekend. But that's when you know like it's peak competitive Halo, you know? Alright, here we are. Another thing to note here is that QT is a pretty good thing to utilize, and you should pick it up. Formal picks it up a lot. He does really good plays with it. Is he gonna get camo? He's looking, He's got that nice monitor where you can see camo, and... Cause I accidentally pressed play. Whoopsie.
Ball dropped.
Sorry for that. Had a little hiccup, but don't worry. Don't worry, we didn't miss much. Alright, so what's going on here? Optic has already won one round. It looks like they're on their way to win the next one, but you never know. They're over at green side. If Optic Formal spawns way back here, so
Ball dropped.
with that being said, you play that. Renegade played the ball because Falcated was pressing over there, and now Optic has the ball, and it's probably gonna take it to tower to control that. But with that being said, Matt goes down. FaZe is coming up. What's gonna happen here? 95 seconds left. Are they gonna play the ball? What is he gonna do? He has 2 people on them. He dies. He does play the ball, which is really smart. Formal's trying to grenade himself, which is not smart. But what can you do? And he goes down with only, what, 4 seconds on the match for them to win? It would be crazy at this point if FaZe did end up like winning this round. That would just be like a flop for Optic. That would just be bad. When you have 4 seconds, that's so annoying. Really nice nade kill by Formal, but not enough because Trippy comes and gets him on A by Sandbags.
Ball dropped.
Man, imagine in this round, like FaZe just takes it. Like that would be insane. It's oddball. It always goes to a freaking round. He just passed commando. Now I'm upsetty spaghetti again. Guys, pick up these weapons. Like, it's so important. Utilize the sandbox. It's insane. It's insane how even in pro lobbies, like they just don't pick these things up. But I guess it wasn't needed because Optic won this round, and I am ranting for nothing. All right, so here we are. We are finally at Game 5. This has been a long series, guys. Game 5. Optic just beat FaZe on live fire oddball, and here is where things go down. This is a ranked Slayer game on Origin. Now we're looking at Trippy's perspective here because we just watched Formals. We watched a little bit of Formals on Aquarius, and then we kind of like watched the entire Matt perspective, you know, the best POV worldwide. But now we're on the Trippy perspective here, you know? So I can't emphasize enough how much fun Origin is. So let's see what happens over here with Trippy. Now this is where things get really dicey, you know? We're like, oh my god, we're at a Game 5. How is this? This is incredible. Will FaZe actually take Optic down and push them to the lower bracket at this point? All right, really interesting opening strategy from Trippy, going for thrusters. Remember, it's really good to have these things in your back pocket, especially thruster on this map. On any map. What am I saying? I will say, who got rockets? Was it? Either way, they didn't utilize it at all. Unfortunate. Trippy with sniper, let's go. Now, when it comes to like those rocket ramps on this map, it's really hard to like play on there. As you can see, like in the beginning, Trippy took out Renegade. The best place to play on this map is snipe side. I mean, you got to get rockets, but you know, that ramp is a tricky place to be. Really nice play. Nice. Woo! Beautiful. This is why you grab thruster. You can make some really nice plays with Trippy. Gosh, this isn't such a good play. Love the snipe plays. He has 5 snipes. Missed. Oh. Right now, FaZe is in the lead. As you can see. Missed both snipe shots. Oh, nice. In a really weird position there. Gets taken out by Matt. Nah, Trippy played this really well. Just be aware, when you're on this map and you spawn like red cave or blue cave, there's always a possibility, depending on where your teammates are, that the enemy is spawning elbow. So you gotta be ready for that when you're jumping into this map. See, like right now, we're on snipe side, so they're controlling like top mid and snipe side. And then I believe rockets comes up in, yeah, like 20 seconds. We got somebody over there. Renegade takes him out. All right, rockets are coming up. Who's gonna go? It looks like Trippy's like, hey, rockets are coming up. We need to start thinking about that. But who's in the elbow? It's Bound. He takes some nades. Like there has to be some splash damage by Bound over there. No! Oh man, how did that sticky not get Bound? It's crazy. And then, as you can see, the lead has changed. Optic is in the lead. It's 19-14 now. FaZe is currently, what, 5 down? Now they're thinking, let's push for the sniper. This is a great play by Trippy, coming here and kind of like, I want to say like baiting sniper, but like helping his team like push. Like they want that snipe bad. Takes down Bound. Is he gonna get, oh nice. See, now they're only 1 down. That was a really good few sequences by FaZe right there. This is why, oh man, this is why you take the thruster though. Like, it's unfortunate he lost that fight, but like, what could have been, you know, you never know. All right, he spawns elbow. Unfortunate. Optic is still in the lead. Man, 27-22. You just don't... You're just like, oh no. Oh no. Ooh, Penguin has sniper. Help your teammate out. Nice snipe by Penguin. Shoots your teammate. Unfortunate. Little team shooting there. And then they're 5 down. Like, Optic's just like controlling this entire series right now. And you're like, oh no, another series to Optic. Because they're just the God Squad. At this point, you're starting to lose a little bit of hope. But have no fear. Because FaZe is here. And they're hungry. They want to break that Optic wall in this series. They want to take the series from them. Alright. So Optic is already setting up for Rockets. I think it could be... Did Formal get them? Or he probably... I don't know. Because we don't have like that like overall perspective of where everyone is. I just don't know. Doesn't look like it. This is such a hard way to get Rockets, I think. Like, it's such a vulnerable place to go, which is good. Like, you know, you don't want Rockets to be so easy. And now here we are, we're tied. Nice. Really nice. FaZe end up getting Rockets. Suppress got the rocket kill. They're now up by 1. You see they're on elbow. They spawned red caves. So what did I tell you earlier? Like, when you're in the caves, you just gotta wonder. Not the cave of wonders, but you just gotta wonder if your opponents, based on where your teammates are spawning elbow. And so now they're starting to push for sniper. See, I just love Origin because there's such a beautiful way of playing this map. And you can really, like, go with your team and just, like, take full control when you know, like, all the spawns and stuff. Like, you can do that on any map, but I just really like Origin. Okay. I love it. Like, what's really fun about watching, like, Trippy's perspective, and even if you watch, like, a lot of his streams, he uses a lot of the sandbox, and I love that. Like, it's fun to see, like, you know, the sidekick being used, other weapons. It's just fun. I love it. Look at he's using it's crazy. I didn't even notice, but he chose the sidekick over the Evo. That's actually insane. Would you guys do that? Comment down below. Would you choose the sidekick over the Evo? Like, I know Trippy's pretty confident with it. He uses the sidekick a lot, even when he plays like social games and stuff. And this is it. They're trying to close out the series. It's 48-43. They're trying to show like Optic what they're made of. They're like, "Oh yeah? You thought you got the God Squad because you abandoned me? Oh yeah? Well, here, let me show you what my team's capable of." Trippy with rockets. Oh my god, so nice. Nice! Trippy clutches up, and there you have it. And there you have it. FaZe Clan takes the series on the first Take the Series episode. And there you have it. This is your first ever Take the Series episode 1, Optic versus FaZe. FaZe upsets Optic. Now, in the next series, we're gonna go over, FaZe pushes Optic to the lower brackets. In the next Take the Series episode, it's gonna be Optic versus SSG. And you're gonna see some, there's just so much to discuss with that series in itself, but I hope you enjoyed this episode of the first ever Take the Series episode. I can't wait. There's so many things to go over. I really like having a little bit of watch parties. Now, I'm not like this professional caster, analyzer, but I am somebody who has a little bit of perspective maybe from a more of a viewer perspective with doing like watch parties and stuff, but I'm hoping with time I can learn more about this game in a more in-depth way. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Remember to bring your coffee because there's more Halo to come in the next Take the Series one. Anyways, thank you for being here. Jay finally out.